Welcome, welcome to Rubberman Golf, the page where we break down functional movements to help build strength and flexibility to improve your golf game. My name is Jack, and today I present to you a follow-along functional mobility routine. It's going to target the hips, the lower back, and the shoulders. The more we bring mobility and flexibility into these joints, the more you'll notice the results translate in your golf swing. So find somewhere you can move around, and let's get started. Alrighty friends, we're gonna start off with a bit of a warm-up today before we get into our main poses. This is called a sun salutation. It's something you might be familiar with if you've practiced yoga before, but it's a really simple set of movements that's gonna help us warm up. So we're gonna start by coming into child's pose. Make your way onto your knees. Take your knees wide for more sensation, or closer together for more support. From here, shift your hips as far back as you can with your feet flat on the floor. Walk your hands to the front of your mat, slowly lowering your forehead to the floor. If your forehead doesn't want to reach all the way to the floor, you can give yourself a little bit of cushion or elevation to rest your forehead. We're gonna take some deep breaths here. It sounds kind of funny, but try to breathe in between your shoulder blades. Let's take 2 more. Deep breath in and out. And with your next exhale, tuck your toes underneath your heels and use your hands to send your hips straight up to the sky. This is a downward facing dog. Use your hands to press your chest towards your thighs. With a deep breath in, press up onto your tippy toes. And as you exhale, lower your heels to the floor. We'll take 1 more breath together. In. And empty out. Look forward and walk your feet to your hands at the top of your mat, or however you like to get here. Now with your feet about hips width distance, grab opposite hand to opposite elbow. We're gonna take a forward fold. The important part here is to let your head and neck hang loose. You can bend your knees as much as you like here. The more you bend your knees, the more you can create a shelf for your chest. You might like to shake your head yes. You might like to shake your head no. We're gonna take 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, release your hands, walk your feet together. And with your inhale, we're gonna rise to stand and keep that momentum going upwards. We're gonna take it all the way through extended mountain pose. Reach up, look up, lift the crown of your head, lift your chest, deep breath in, and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, reach the crown of your head towards the front of your mat. Press your tailbone back. It feels like you're playing tug of war with the crown of your head and the base of your spine. Exhale and fold once more. And now take it all the way down onto your knees. We're gonna come into tabletop position. Ooh, and let's just take a moment to catch our breath here, check in with the body and see how you're feeling. All right, so now that we've done a little warm up, we've caught our breath, we're gonna start with the main series of our poses today where we're gonna hold them for time. We're gonna start by sliding up into a tabletop position, setting up on your hands and knees. And when you're ready, take a deep breath and step your right foot to the front of your mat. You wanna feel your whole foot making contact with the floor here. If you feel like you're on your tippy toes, walk your foot forward just a bit or shift your hips back. You wanna have your whole foot on the floor with your knee as close to 90 degrees above your ankle as you can. You wanna have your hands connected with the mat here as well. Place your hands in contact with the mat, with the floor. And when you're ready, drive your right knee straight over your right foot. You'll feel your hips shifting forward and sinking down at the same time. We're gonna take this pose in 2 parts. The first half, we're gonna try to keep this as straight as possible. So hug the left and the right side in towards center and drive all of that energy forward. You should feel some sensation happening in both of your hips. The right hip is compressing while the left leg is lengthening down the thigh. We're gonna take about 5 to 10 breaths here, about 30 seconds. Now after 30 seconds, we're gonna take the modification. Allow your front knee to open up to the side. So I'm hinging and swiveling my hip flexor. We're working the front hip joint here. And same as before, keep your attention driving forward. You'll feel just a slightly different sensation in the groin. 5 to 10 breaths, 30 seconds. We use the breath to keep the body nice and cool. And when you are complete with your 1 minute, slowly release the pose, shifting back through tabletop. Nice and slow. From here, we're gonna come just into a nice rest position. I'm taking child's pose because that's nice for me, but you might like to take a seated position, lay down flat on your belly, whatever you prefer. Just take a moment to let your body reset, feel the effects of the pose. And now when you're ready, we're gonna step up onto the left side. Coming up through tabletop. Inhale, step your left leg through center. Keep everything nice and lined up with your whole foot on the floor. With your hands on the mat, when you're ready, drive the left knee forward, letting the hips follow and sink towards the floor. Deep breaths. Now this pose, among many other poses, we're putting ourselves in tolerable discomfort on purpose. So we use the breath to cool the body down, and when you get about halfway through, 30 seconds, we're gonna open up the left knee. Open up the knee, drive forward. Deep breaths. And when you're complete, slowly shift on back. Coming once more through our rest position. Take a moment. Reset. All right, great job, everybody. We're gonna move into our next pose here. It's called deer pose. We're gonna start by taking a few reps before we hold the pose for time. So we're gonna set up with knees bent and feet on the floor. And we're just gonna start moving with the breath. We're gonna drop the knees to opposite sides. So I'm gonna start by dropping both of my knees to the right, and I'm swiveling open my hips. And as I exhale, I'm gonna come back through center, drop to the left. Inhale, move through center, and exhale, move through center. If you'd like an added challenge here, once you bring your knees to the side, lift your back foot off the ground. You get an extra twist in the hip. And move on back through center. Keep breathing nice and deeply. Added challenge if you'd like it. Once you take about 5 reps on each side, we're gonna come into our holding for time. So I'm gonna start by keeping the left leg out in front, and I use my left arm to support myself so I can swing my right foot all the way around to the side. And as you can see, I'm bending the knee, hinging the hip, so I can place the inside of my right ankle on the floor. From here, all there is to do is lean back and twist towards your front leg, towards the left. And what you can see here is I'm trying to lean my torso away from my right leg. The further I lean my torso, the more stretch I create here in the quad. And that is exactly what you should be feeling, a deep stretch all the way through the top of your thigh. Additionally, this is a wonderful counter stretch to the lunges that we just took. There we were opening the hips. Here we are closing the hip socket. We'll hang out here for 1 minute, no rush. Look around, have a conversation, watch some TV, whatever you like. This is a very passive pose. It's not easy, but passive. And once you reach your minute, you can slowly swing both feet to the front of your mat. Before we come into the left side, you have the option to take a couple more reps here, just loosening up the hips. And now when you're ready, we're gonna keep the right foot out in front, using the right side to support so we can swing the left leg all the way around to the side. The more you bend your knee, you can even take your left hand and catch your ankle and pull it a little bit closer to your hip. The more you bend your knee, the more sensation you'll get. Once again, to engage the pose, we're gonna lean back and twist to the right this time. Try to pull your whole shoulder across your body and just check in with that left quad. You should feel a nice lengthening all the way down through your knee. The hip joint, specifically the flexor, does so much work in our golf swing. And poses like this help strengthen the cartilage as well as the ligaments in the joint. And that translates to good movement and flexibility. 1 minute, easy breaths. And when you are complete, we're gonna slowly swing both feet forward so we can rest and reset. All right, yogis, we got one more pose to work through today. I suggest you find a nice object so you can sit on, like a stool or a jug, because we're gonna set up for this pose by coming into a low squat. Now, if you got really strong knees, you might be able to work this pose without a seat, but I suggest taking a stool or an object that you can pop a squat. And the theme for today has been reps and then holding for time, and that's exactly what we're gonna do here, working the shoulders. We're gonna start by taking the left hand, grasping at the right leg, and I'm gonna take my right elbow and open it up to the sky. I'm opening as far as I can, and I'm leading with my neck as well. I'm going to exhale and come on back to center, where I'll grab my left leg with my right hand this time, and I'm going to open my left elbow up to the ceiling, getting a deep twist in the lower spine here. Come back through center, left hand, right leg, right elbow up to the sky. Exhale, come on back, right hand, left leg. Inhale, deep breath, open up, and exhale back through center. We're gonna move through about 3 per each side, and then on your 4th one, we're gonna hold for time. Taking left hand to right leg, opening up, and I'm gonna take 3 deep breaths here. Don't forget to lead with your eyes. After my 3rd breath, I'm coming back through center. I'm gonna catch my left leg with right hand and use that right hand to leverage, open my chest. 3 breaths. And back through center. Take as many of these as you feel comfortable with. I like to take about 3 per side, then rest, hold on the 4th. And then to finish up this sequence, you can take the back of your right hand, try to place it against your lower ribs. Take your right leg out to the side and try to place your right elbow on the inside of your right knee. From here, walk your right knee back in towards center, and you should feel this really nice release all the way from the outside of your shoulder down through your elbow. Hold this for as long as you like. This is just supposed to feel like a relief or a counter pose here. And when you're ready, switch sides. This time the back of the left hand comes to the bottom of your left ribs, left elbow inside left knee. Walk that left knee in towards center and feel the release on your left side. And slowly come on out of the pose and release. Great job today, everybody. This sequence is specifically designed to help you increase mobility in the places where it counts the most. And to see for yourself, take a couple twists here. Pay attention to your hips, the top of your hips, the back of your hips. I know I'm feeling a little bit looser here. Constant repetition with these movements is going to yield you the best result. Challenge yourself to move with us. Improve your mental discipline as well as your physical ability. After all, golf is a game of both physical and mental fortitude. But I had fun today, everybody. Thanks for moving around with me, and I'll see you next time.